Most people think they're observing reality, but they're not. They're observing what their attention allows them to see. And that changes everything. Because your mind is not a camera, it's a spotlight. And wherever that spotlight keeps landing, your life slowly begins organizing itself around it. Most people never consciously choose where their attention goes. It gets pulled there. By notifications, by fear, by comparison, by outrage, by old memories, by imagined futures, by emotional habits they didn't even realize they built. And over time, those habits begin shaping identity itself. Think about how often your mind automatically returns to the same emotional places, the same worries, the same fears, the same imagined conversations, the same insecurities, the same stories about yourself. Eventually, those thoughts stop feeling like thoughts. They start feeling like reality. Your brain is constantly filtering information. At every moment, millions of signals compete for attention, but only a tiny fraction enters conscious awareness. That means your experience of reality is already edited before you even notice it. And attention is the editor. People who constantly rehearse danger begin seeing threats everywhere. People who repeatedly focus on failure begin expecting failure. Not because reality changed overnight, but because the brain learns patterns through emotional repetition. This is where most people get trapped. They think thoughts are harmless, but emotionally repeated thoughts become conditioning. A single fearful thought means very little, but rehearsed fear becomes identity. Rehearsed resentment becomes personality. Rehearsed insecurity becomes behavior. And behavior eventually becomes life direction. Human beings become what they emotionally practice. This is why attention matters so much. Not in some mystical, the universe grants wishes sense, but in a psychological sense. Attention changes perception, emotion, interpretation, behavior, identity. And identity changes action. That's the real loop. Attention becomes habit, habit becomes identity, identity shapes life. So the real question isn't, what does the universe want from me? The real question is, what am I teaching my own mind to rehearse every day? Because your brain is always learning, always adapting, always reinforcing. Whatever receives emotional energy gets strengthened. That means attention is not passive. Attention is training. Maybe clarity isn't about controlling the world. Maybe clarity begins by noticing what constantly controls your attention. Because the moment you become aware of the pattern, you are no longer fully trapped inside it. And perhaps that's what self-awareness really is. Not perfection, not endless positivity, just the quiet ability to notice where your mind keeps going before it becomes your future. If this changed how you see your own mind, subscribe to Clarityverse Insights, because sometimes the most important truths are the ones hiding inside ordinary thoughts.